The alien ship drifted in silence, far from any safe star system. Its silver hull was broken, burned, and torn apart by enemy fire. Sparks danced inside the corridors. Strange green smoke filled the air. The crew, tired and afraid, worked with shaking hands. They had been hunted. Their enemies, the Keth Raiders, had destroyed everything. The ship had lost weapons, shields, and engines. They were floating in deep space, with no hope. The captain of the alien ship, Commander Ryn, stood on the bridge. His 4 eyes glowed in the dark. His voice was heavy with fear. "We cannot survive," he said. "If we stay here, we will die. We must send a signal." The crew looked at him. One of them whispered, "But who will answer? The Keth will find us. Or worse, someone else may come." Ryn's head moved slowly. He knew the risk. In this galaxy, signals were dangerous. You never knew who was listening. But they had no choice. "Do it," Ryn ordered. "Send the SOS." The crew activated the distress beacon. A pulse of energy rushed into the stars. The message was simple: "We are dying. We need help." The signal spread far and wide, moving across systems, across the void. And then, silence. Hours passed. The crew waited. Their hearts beat faster with every sound of the broken ship. Then, something strange happened. The ship sensors picked up a response. A signal was coming back. One of the crew gasped. We have a reply." Ryn stepped closer. "From who?" The screen lit up with unreadable data. The signal was old, coded in a way they did not understand. But it was powerful. Stronger than anything they had ever seen. The reply was only one sentence. The words appeared on the screen, glowing bright. "We received your call." The crew looked at each other. Their blood turned cold. "Who is it?" one asked. The sensors screamed. Something massive was approaching. Space itself seemed to bend. A shape appeared in the darkness, huge, silent, and terrifying. It was a warship. Not like the sleek ships of the Keth. Not like any vessel in the records of the alien archives. This one was black, darker than the void. Its design was sharp, old, and deadly, like a beast from forgotten times. The crew froze. Commander Ryn whispered, This cannot be." Legends spoke of them. Whispers in the galaxy told of a race from a far, cursed world. A world where storms, fire, and death were common. A world where survival meant strength beyond reason. They were called Deathworlders. Most aliens believed they were only myths. A story to scare children. But now, standing before them, was proof. The warship moved closer, slowly, like a predator studying its prey. Lights glowed across its hull. Weapons, giant and terrible, lined its sides. A voice filled the alien bridge. Calm. Deep. Human. You asked for help. The crew jumped in fear. It was speaking their language. You are human? Ryn asked, his voice trembling. Yes, the voice replied. We heard your call. And we have come. The aliens did not know whether to feel relief or terror. Stories said humans were dangerous. They survived where no one else could. They fought wars not for survival, but for dominance. Some said humans did not fear death. The alien crew had asked for help. But now, they wondered if they had made a mistake. The human warship stopped only a short distance away. Its shadow covered the broken alien vessel. Inside their bridge, the crew whispered. We should shut the signal, one said. It is too late, another answered. Ryn stared at the warship. His mind filled with dread. He had wanted rescue. But what had he truly called? The human voice returned, calm but cold. We will help you, it said. But understand this, our help always has a cost. The crew fell silent. Their fate was no longer in their hands. Outside, the massive warship's engines roared like thunder. The stars around it seemed to shake. And in that moment, Commander Ryn understood. The signal they had sent was not a call for rescue. It was an invitation. An invitation to something far worse than their enemies. Something that should never have come. The Deathworlders had arrived. The alien ship floated weak and broken. Its hull cracked with silence, while the giant black warship stood like a shadow before them. The aliens watched it with wide, fearful eyes. None of them spoke. Even breathing felt dangerous. On the bridge, Commander Ryn forced himself to stand tall, but his chest was heavy. His 4 eyes stayed locked on the enemy-like figure outside. The warship did not move fast, but its presence crushed them like a weight. The crew whispered among themselves. It is too big, too powerful. Why would humans have such a ship? Are they here to save us, or destroy us? The human voice returned, calm and controlled. Your vessel is damaged. Your energy core is failing. Life support is unstable. You will die in 7 hours without assistance. The aliens froze. This human knew everything already. It had scanned their ship without asking, without permission. How do they know? One of the officers whispered. Our codes, our systems, they are all different. Commander Owen stepped forward, his throat dry. This is Commander RYN of the Valari Union. We thank you for answering our call. But, who are you? There was silence for a moment. Then the voice replied. We are the crew of the Terran vessel Oblivion's Wrath. The name itself sounded heavy, dark, dangerous. The aliens had never heard it before. No records, no files, no knowledge. Terran, another alien whispered. That is the human homeworld. Deathworld Earth. The bridge grew colder. Stories of Earth were few, but all of them spoke of horror. Earth was said to be violent from birth. Monsters, diseases, storms, and poisons lived there. Only creatures of madness could evolve in such a place. And now, one of their ships had answered the call. The human voice continued. You asked for help. We are here. But help has meaning. Help has terms. Commander RYN's claws dug into the console. He did not like the sound of those words. What do you want? He asked. The human paused, then said, We want truth. Who attacked you? The aliens looked at each other. Their lips trembled. The Keth raiders had destroyed them. If the humans wanted to know, perhaps they were planning war. One officer shouted, Do not tell them. They will use it. Another cried, If we do not answer, they may kill us anyway. Owen closed his eyes. He felt the weight of choice pressing on him. The human voice grew sharper, colder. Speak. Or we will take the truth ourselves. The bridge lights flickered. Alarms screamed for a second, then went dark again. The crew gasped. The human ship had just hacked their systems. In only a breath, they had control. Commander Owen whispered, It was the Keth raiders. They destroyed us. They wanted our cargo, our knowledge. They showed no mercy. There was silence. Only the sound of the dying ship's engines filled the air. Then the human spoke. The Keth raiders. Noted. Something about the way the voice said it chilled the aliens more than the Keth ever had. Suddenly, a new sound echoed across the bridge. It was a deep mechanical growl. Engines. The human warship was moving. On the screen, the massive vessel turned slowly, its weapons lighting up like the eyes of a predator. The aliens watched in terror as beams of blue scanned a nearby asteroid. Then, in a single moment, the warship fired. The asteroid exploded into dust. A rock larger than their ship was erased in less than a second. The alien crew trembled. One dropped to his knees. Another whispered, That was only a warning shot. Commander Owen stared at the screen. He could not understand. Why show such power? Was it to protect them, or to remind them that resistance was useless? The human voice returned, softer now. You are under our protection. Until your vessel is repaired, you will remain here. Protection, one alien hissed. This feels like a cage. Owen silenced him with a glance. Then he spoke carefully. Why are you helping us? What do you want from us, humans? For a long moment, there was no reply. Only the shadow of the warship filled their vision. Then the human answered. You called us. You asked for help. We have come. But understand this, every signal has a price. You have entered into a contract. You will learn what it means soon. The communication ended. The screen went dark. The alien crew was silent. No one moved. No one spoke. Commander Owen stood still, his body trembling. He had survived the Keth raiders. But now he feared something much worse. The Valari Union had always believed humans were weak. Primitive. Not worth concern. But the ship before them told another story. It was not just a warship. It was a monster. And the worst part, the humans had not even started showing their true power. Owen's 4 eyes closed in despair. He whispered to himself, "We should never have sent the signal." The alien ship floated under the shadow of the human warship. The crew of the Valari vessel tried to work, but their hands shook. Every time they looked out the window, they saw the black giant waiting. It did not move much. It did not need to. Its presence alone was enough to crush their spirits. On the bridge, Commander Awen stood silent. He watched the ship called Oblivion's Wrath and felt his chest grow heavy. He had seen war. He had seen destruction. But never had he seen a ship like this. The crew whispered behind him. Their voices were low, almost afraid the humans could hear. They knew everything about our systems in seconds. They destroyed that asteroid like it was nothing. If they turn those weapons on us, we are finished. Another voice joined, shaking. Maybe we should have let the Keth kill us. At least we knew their limits. These humans, they have no limits. Awen turned. Enough, he said sharply. We are alive because of them. But even as he spoke, he did not believe his own words. The humans had not attacked, but they had not promised safety either. Their words were heavy with hidden meaning. Help always has a cost. What cost? No one knew. Hours passed. Repairs on the alien ship moved slowly. Power cells were unstable. Engines refused to restart. Every sound of broken machinery reminded the crew of their weakness. Then, the sensors picked up movement. Another vessel was approaching. Panic filled the bridge. Is it the Keth again? One shouted. Maybe they tracked our signal, another cried. The screen flickered, showing a smaller Valari patrol craft. Relief washed through some of the crew. It's one of ours, a crew member said. They can help us. But relief did not last long. The human warship reacted instantly. Its massive weapons turned toward the Valari craft. Energy built along its sides. No! Awen shouted. Do not fire. That is an ally. The voice of the human captain cut across their systems, calm as ever. Another vessel has arrived. Identification, unknown. Threat level, possible. It is not a threat. Awen said quickly. It is our people. The humans paused. For a moment, no one breathed. Then the weapons of the Oblivion's Wrath powered down. But the message was clear. They could have destroyed the Valari ship without hesitation. The patrol craft contacted them, voices nervous. Commander Awen, we picked up your distress signal. Who is that ship beside you? Awen hesitated. He looked at the shadow on the screen, then whispered, It is human. Silence. Shock. Human. Impossible. Humans cannot have such a ship. Awen closed his eyes. And yet, they do. The crew of the patrol craft argued over the comms. Some wanted to flee. Some wanted to approach. Fear spread quickly, not only on Awen's ship but across the others too. Soon, word would travel. Others would hear. Rumors would grow. Deathworlders had answered the call. On the bridge of the Valari vessel, one officer whispered to another, Do you think they will destroy the patrol ship if it makes a wrong move? The other replied, They don't need a reason. Commander Awen felt the fear rising again. He tried to stay calm, but inside he trembled. The humans had shown a glimpse of power. Only a glimpse. What more could they do? The human voice returned. Your allies are not safe here. Tell them to leave. This is your last warning. The crew gasped. The patrol ship was their people, yet the humans did not want them nearby. Why? Awen demanded. They only came to help us. Because, the human replied coldly, when we are near, there are no witnesses. The word sent ice through Awen's blood. He turned to his officers. Send the message. Tell them to go. Reluctantly, the order was sent. The patrol craft, confused and afraid, turned and left the system. On the Valari bridge, silence returned. The crew whispered again. We are trapped with them. No one will believe us if we escape. Maybe no one will ever escape. Commander Awen felt their fear spreading like fire. He knew they were right. The humans had shown patience, but it was not kindness. No, it was control. He looked once more at the warship. Its dark hull absorbed the starlight. Its engines glowed faintly, like the eyes of a predator watching in the dark. The humans had saved them from death. But at what price? Awen's claws scraped the console as he whispered to himself, We call them, and now we cannot make them leave. Then, for the first time since the human voice had spoken, a different sound filled the bridge. The sensors screamed. An alarm blared. Multiple contacts appeared on the edge of the system. The crew froze. Commander Awayen's eyes widened. He knew the shapes. The enemy was here. The Keth raiders had found them. The Valari ship was broken, powerless. They could not fight. They could not run. And so, slowly, every head on the bridge turned toward the black warship. What would the humans do? The alarms screamed louder. Red lights filled the bridge of the Valari ship. The sensors showed enemy shapes entering the system one by one, their signatures sharp and strong. The Keth raiders had come. Commander Awayen felt his heart sink. The Valari ship was half dead, its weapons useless, its engines broken. They could not fight. They could not run. They were helpless. The crew panicked. Voices rose in fear. There are 6 Keth ships. No, wait, 8. More are coming. They will finish us this time. Awayen raised his voice. Calm yourselves. But even he knew there was no hope. Then, a deep vibration shook the silence outside. The human warship, the Oblivion's Wrath, was waking up. The black giant moved slowly, but every motion carried weight. Its engines glowed like blue fire. Its hull gleamed with hidden lines. Massive weapons turned toward the incoming enemies. The Valari crew fell into silence. They are not preparing to run, one whispered. No, another said with wide eyes. They are preparing to fight. On the comms, the human voice returned. Calm. Steady. Cold. You are under our protection. Stand by. Awayen tried to answer, but his throat was dry. The humans were not asking permission. They were declaring control. The Keth raiders closed in, their ships fast and aggressive. They opened fire, streams of red energy flying across space. The Valari crew screamed. Shields are down. We are defenseless. But none of the shots hit them. The Oblivion's Wrath shifted, placing its massive hull between the aliens and their attackers. The red beams struck the human ship. Sparks danced across its black armor. And then, nothing. No damage. The Valari crew gasped. They took a full barrage. And their shields didn't even flicker. The human warship finally answered the attack. A single beam of white light cut across the void. It struck the lead Keth ship. In less than a second, the enemy vessel was torn apart, exploding into a storm of fire and broken metal. The crew of the Valari ship froze. One shot, a voice whispered. One shot destroyed it. The battle had begun. The Keth raiders tried to circle, attacking from all sides. They fired everything they had, missiles, cannons, energy beams. But the Oblivion's Wrath moved like a predator, its weapons answering with brutal precision. One by one, the Keth ships fell. Each destroyed in seconds. Explosions lit the darkness like burning suns. The Valari crew could not look away. They had fought the Keth for generations. Their fleets had been slaughtered by these raiders many times. And yet, here was one ship, just one human ship, turning the hunters into prey. Awayen gripped the console with trembling claws. This is not a warship, he whispered. This is a weapon of extinction. The last Keth ship tried to flee. It turned its engines to maximum, racing for the edge of the system. The human captain's voice filled the comms once more. Calm. Emotionless. No survivors. A streak of blue light burst from the Oblivion's Wrath. The fleeing Keth ship vanished in an instant. Silence returned. The battle was over. The Valari crew sat frozen. Some were pale, others shaking. None could find words. Finally, one whispered, they wiped out an entire raiding fleet, like it was nothing. Another said, we should be grateful. But the first replied, grateful? They did not fight for us. They fought because they wanted to. Because they could. Awayen stayed silent. Deep inside, he felt the same fear. The human voice returned, breaking the silence. Your enemies are gone. Your path is safe, for now. The way the human said it made Awayen's blood run cold. For now. What did that mean? Awayen forced himself to speak. Why did you save us? Why destroy them? The voice paused, then answered. We do not tolerate predators. The galaxy is full of parasites. We remove them. The words sounded noble, almost righteous. But to Awayen, they were terrifying. If the humans decided that Valari were parasites, they would be erased just as easily. The crew whispered again, fear spreading faster than before. They are not rescuers. They are executioners. They destroyed the Keth fleet without effort. What would stop them from destroying us? Owain felt trapped. His ship was broken. His people were weak. The humans held all the power now. Then, the voice of the human captain spoke one final line. Prepare yourselves. This is only the beginning. The screen went dark. Owain's claws dug into the metal of his console. He felt his heart hammer in his chest. The Keth raiders had been his greatest fear. But now, he realized, they were nothing. The true danger was the black ship beside them. The Oblivion's wrath had shown its power. And power always demanded a price. The battlefield was silent. Broken remains of the Keth raiders drifted through space like burning ash. The Valari crew watched the wreckage float by, their faces pale, their voices gone. The Oblivion's wrath stood calm, like a predator that had finished its meal. Its black hull gleamed under the light of distant stars. It did not look like a savior. It looked like judgment itself. Commander Owain tried to steady his breath. He turned to his officers. Report. Shields, still gone. Weapons, offline. Engines, barely holding. In truth, their ship was a corpse. Only the humans kept them alive. The crew whispered again. We should thank them. No. Thank them for what? For showing us how weak we are. They destroyed the Keth like insects, they could do the same to us. Their fear grew heavier, filling the bridge like smoke. Then the alarm screamed again. More contacts appeared on the sensors. Not 6. Not 8. Dozens. The Valari gasped in terror. It's the Keth main fleet. Commander Owain's eyes widened. This was not a raiding party. This was a full hunting force, maybe more than 30 ships. Carriers, destroyers, and war cruisers, all entering the system. The Valari crew shouted in panic. They will wipe us out. Even the humans cannot fight this many. We are dead. Hearn tried to speak, but his voice broke. He looked at the black warship beside them. The humans had been terrifying against 8 ships. But against 30? Against carriers? Was it even possible? The human voice returned, cutting through the chaos. Calm. Unshaken. Enemy fleet detected. Pattern confirmed. 34 vessels. Classification, Keth main strike force. The Valari froze. The humans spoke as if they had expected this. Commander Owain's voice cracked. You cannot face them all. There are too many. Silence. Then the human captain replied. Numbers are irrelevant. The Valari crew stared in disbelief. Were they mad? No ship could take on a fleet that size. No ship, except perhaps this one. The Keth fleet spread out, surrounding the system. Their weapons charged, their engines blazing red. The lead Keth cruiser sent a message, a voice filled with hate. Valari cowards. You cannot run. You cannot hide. We will take what is ours, and your rescuers will burn with you. The humans answered with a single word. Denied. The Oblivion's wrath moved forward. Its engines thundered like storms. Its black hull glowed with strange blue light. The Valari crew clung to their consoles. What are they doing? They are moving into the center of the fleet. The humans did not retreat. They advanced, straight into the jaws of the enemy. The Keth opened fire. Thousands of beams, missiles, and plasma rounds lit up the darkness. The stars themselves disappeared under the storm of weapons. The Valari cried out. No ship can survive that. But the Oblivion's wrath was not like other ships. Its shield shimmered with a strange, ghostly glow. The enemy fire struck, and vanished. Beams dissolved like water on stone. Missiles exploded against invisible walls. Plasma burned and scattered into harmless sparks. Not a single shot reached the black hull. Commander Owain's eyes widened. Impossible. Then the human ship answered. Dozens of weapon ports opened across its sides. Cannons larger than Valari ships glowed with white fire. Turrets turned, locking onto targets across the fleet. And then, it unleashed hell. Beams of light cut through space, striking 3 ships at once. In seconds, they exploded into flames. Missiles fired in swarms, splitting into hundreds of smaller warheads, each finding its mark. Keth destroyers vanished one after another. A massive shockwave tore across the battlefield, slamming into a carrier. Its engines failed, and it broke apart in silence. The Valari crew screamed, not in fear of the Keth, but in awe of the humans. They are tearing them apart. It's not a battle, it's execution. Owen gripped the console. His heart raced, but not with hope. With dread. The Keth fleet tried to regroup, but the humans were faster. Every time a Keth ship tried to escape, the Oblivion's wrath was already there. Its weapons cut them down without mercy. The stars filled with explosions. 34 ships had come to kill the Valari. One by one, they were erased. Finally, only silence remained. The wreckage of the Keth fleet drifted in the void. Not a single survivor. The Valari crew sat in shock. Commander Awayan whispered, This is the power of the Deathworlders. The human voice returned, calm and steady, as if nothing had happened. Enemy fleet neutralized. Sector is secure. Owen forced himself to speak. You destroyed them all. Why? Why help us? There was silence. Then the human captain spoke again, with chilling certainty. You asked for help. We delivered it. But now, you belong to us. The Valari froze. Their blood ran cold. Belong. The word hung in the air like a blade. The Keth raiders were dead. The Valari were alive. But in their hearts, they knew the truth. They had only traded one master for another. And this new master was far worse. The battlefield was quiet again. Broken Keth ships drifted in the void, glowing like dying embers. The Valari vessel floated weak and broken under the shadow of the human warship. No cheers rose from the Valari crew. No relief. Only fear. Commander Awen stood stiff on the bridge. His claws dug into the console. The words still echoed in his mind. You belong to us. His crew whispered nervously. What does it mean? They destroyed the Keth fleet, but why claim us? We should never have sent that signal. The fear spread like poison. The human voice returned, calm and heavy. Your enemies are gone. Your sector is clear. But survival has a price. Owen forced himself to speak. What price? You will provide what we require, resources, knowledge, obedience. In return, you will live. The crew gasped. They had hoped for mercy, for rescue. But mercy was not in the human voice. Only control. One officer shouted, We cannot agree to this. We are Valari. We are not slaves. Before Owen could silence him, the Oblivion's wrath moved. A beam of white fire lanced across space and struck a drifting Keth wreck. The entire ruin vaporized into nothingness, gone in a single flash. The human captain's voice followed, colder now. Refusal is not an option. The bridge fell silent. No one dared to speak again. Owen lowered his head. He understood. They had escaped one death only to find another. The Valari Union would hear of this. But how? Already, their patrol ship had been sent away. Already, the humans had shown they allowed no witnesses. One of the crew whispered, If the Union learns, what will they do? Owen answered quietly, They will do nothing. Because by the time they understand, it will already be too late. The Oblivion's wrath loomed closer, filling their view. Its black hull seemed endless, its weapons glowing faintly like sleeping monsters. Then, a message flashed across their systems. It was not a voice this time, it was text, cold and simple. Transmission, Earth Command. Status, contact established. Sector secure. Expansion begins. The Valari froze. Their blood turned to ice. Expansion. This was never about rescue. Never about helping strangers. The humans had used their signal as a door, an excuse to step into a new galaxy. And now that door was open. Owen stared at the message, his heart heavy. He whispered, We have doomed ourselves. And worse, we have doomed the stars. The crew sat in silence, unable to answer. Outside, the Oblivion's wrath turned its engines toward the darkness. More human ships would come. More shadows, more monsters from the Deathworld. The Valari had called for help. And the Deathworlders had answered. Now, there was no escape.